Hey everyone, welcome to another guitar video here, a guitar lesson video talking about Thin Lizzy waiting for an alibi. We're going to go over the guitar harmonies firstly, at the beginning of the song. We have the drums and the bass for the intro, and then obviously the guitar parts come in. So firstly we'll talk about the high guitar harmony. I would probably call this the lead harmony. It's probably the part that kind of stands out the most. So anyway, let's play the first part. Okay, so the first three notes, we're going to play the 12th fret of the high E, pull off to the 11th fret, and then play the 14th fret of the B. Applying some nice vibrato to this note here. It's fairly quick vibrato as well, but it adds to the feel of the song. And then after that, we're going to go. Okay, so that's 3 times on the 14th fret of the B, once on the 11th fret of the high E, then back to the 14th fret of the B, and finally the 12th fret of the B. Again, so the third note of the harmony and the final note here have to think about the vibrato mostly. The next harmony here, we climb up a little higher. Okay, so this part here we're going to be pulling off after playing the 16th fret of the high E to the 14th fret, and then play the 17th fret of the B. Okay, again the vibrato there. Then we have this section. Okay, again 3 notes on the 17th fret of the B, once on the 14th fret of the high E, and then back to the 17th fret of the B. Okay? And then we go. Okay? So that'll be the 16th fret of the B, and then the 12th fret of the B as well. Slide down after that 16th fret a little bit to get to that, to kind of pass towards the 12th fret of the B. You could play it lower, like this. But I mean, the tone on the guitar and the actual song sounds like it's still on the B string to me. And but you can use it on the 16th fret of the G as well. So that's the first harmony. The second harmony here, which is the lower harmony, sounds like this. Firstly. Okay, so here we're going to start off on the B string on the 9th fret, play that, pull off to the 7th fret, and then play the 9th fret on the G. Okay, again vibrato there. Then we go. So that one there will be 3 notes here on the 9th fret of the G. Then 11th fret of the G, 9th fret of the G, and then we go down to the 8th fret. So that's the first harmony. Then we move up here to the 14th fret of the B. We play that, pull off to the 12th fret, and then play the 13th fret of the G. Then we go, which is 3 times on the 13th fret of the G, once on the 12th fret of the B, and then once again on the 13th fret of the G. Okay? And then we go down to the 11th fret of the G, and then finally the 8th fret of the G. So finally that would be. And kind of slide down at the end of these phrases, by the way. So yeah, that's basically the intro. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the chords in the verse. This is going to be pretty simple, just 4 chords in this sort of rhythm. Okay, so as you can see, we just had this sort of rhythm. That's the rhythm we're kind of going for here. So firstly we go, well, I'm going to talk about all the chords as if I am tuned up to E standard, okay? So consider the fact that we are in E flat, or we're tuned down a semitone. So whenever I say C sharp, technically we're playing C, but just imagine the guitar is actually tuned up, just to save confusion basically. So basically we're going to start off going, okay, so these are going to be power chords. C sharp on the 4th fret with the root note lying on the A string. Okay, then we move up to the E here, or the power chord with the root note lying on the 7th fret here of the A. Okay, and then we do the same thing, we'll bring it a string lower, or onto the lower strings here. So it'll be 4th fret, a power chord with the root note lying on the E, and then the same thing here on the 7th fret with the root note lying on the E. Okay, so power chords. So that's the first progression. The second progression goes, okay, twice on the G sharp here, or the 4th fret with on the E string power chord. Okay, then we just repeat that again. But the end chord here, we're going to actually play a full G sharp minor. Maybe you can kind of do a couple of muted notes in the rhythm, like a. Try and bring that whole chord out a little bit if you can. So yeah, what are the chords based off? Is another thing. So the first chord here will be based off on a C sharp minor. Then the E one here will be based off an E major. Okay. Then the G sharp will be a G sharp minor. And then the B will be based off a B major. Okay. So that's basically the verse chords sorted. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the chords for the pre-chorus section. We're going to move, we'll turn the gain down a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. So the chords, firstly, we'll just go through them, and then I'll talk about what the chords are, and then how to play them. So it'll sound like this. Okay, so what are the chords? Firstly, we're starting, keep in mind that the guitar's tuned down a semitone, but I'll treat it as if it's not. We'll start with a C sharp minor chord, okay, to a G sharp minor chord, and back to C sharp minor, then to F sharp minor, C sharp minor, then to G sharp minor, then A major to B major. Okay? And how do I play this? So, basically, it's going to sound like this, okay? That'll be the basic kind of rhythm. That'll span over 2 chords. I won't always play it like that. Like you can see my hand is constantly moving there. But I do kind of pick some notes out here and there, and yeah, so it kind of means that I don't always have my hand constantly moving up and down. That's what you would be taught if you're talking about strumming. But we're not just using strumming here. Like, I'll pick some notes out like this. You know? That sort of thing will be going on. And naturally, the second chord should start on an upstroke like this. But because I'm picking some notes out and I don't always want an upstroke, I can choose to do a downstroke and get this sort of thing. Okay? It's one of those where you can kind of pick and choose which strokes you want to use for it, but as long as you're getting that rhythm down. we go. So that'll pretty much sort out that section. But as I said, sometimes I pick the high notes here. But it is a C sharp minor, and the G sharp minor. Okay. Right, so now we're over to the chorus chords. Right, so if a beat is kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, then the E, when it starts off here, will last for 2 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 worth of the E. Then we'll go down to the G sharp minor. But again, we're playing power chords pretty much here, by the way. Then the G sharp minor will come on the offbeat before the next bar. Okay. And then we'll go A to B. Okay. We'll play that, you know, whichever kind of way. You can put some muting beats in after you play the first A, like a, or you can kind of go whichever you prefer, really. So yeah, that's basically it, really. I will say this about the E chord. We start off with that kind of triplet thing. Okay. Then we're kind of doing some muted chugs here, downstrokes. And then on the offbeat before the second bar, we'll kind of play the chord as a downstroke. Okay. So that's something else to note. And you can just kind of practice that. Okay, so yeah, basically it's E to the G sharp to the A and B. So that's basically the chorus. Pretty easy, right? That's basically all there is to it. And after we go through the chorus there, we come back to the harmony guitar part that we played earlier on. Okay, a little detail, in the second verse there's a little guitar lick that comes in. I'll shout now for the first note that it comes in over the chords. Now, okay, and the lick sounds like this. It actually comes in on the exact first beat of the bar. The chord we played before was just before the beat, so it sounds like this. Okay, slower. Okay, basically it's just going through the pentatonic scale here. It's just purely pentatonic, and we're gonna play the 12th fret on the B, pull off to the 9th, play the 11th fret on the G, and then play the 9th fret on the B again. Then we roll a finger here to play the 9th fret on the G there, and then give it a slight blues bend. Okay, and then we go, which is 11, 9, 11 on the D, and then some vibrato. And then we hit the 9th fret on both the G and the B string and slide down. Okay, so have a listen for that phrase there, and see if you can stick it in when you're playing it.